And now, here's the breakdown with Justin Hunte.
Yo, what up, though? We got Justin Hunte here. We've had to push this because last week we had the little conniving midget fella.
I hate that kid.
Yeah. He was.
I can't think of his name now. I'm glad I forgot.
He finessed everybody for like $400,000.
Right.
I don't even hate him as much as you hate him. I'm just like, that's the game.
I'm just disgusted with the whole situation with that kid. Really, the mother too.
Yeah. I mean,
I digress.
People were getting all like, he's 19, he's not. It doesn't fucking matter. He's finessing y'all motherfuckers. Like, the age doesn't matter. But that's when you know you're dealing with morons, when they're over here arguing over the age.
Right.
All right, we already gave them too much time. We're talking about favorite 80s MCs.
Favorite 80s MCs. It's difficult to talk about the 80s in some context for me because I think the 90s in general doesn't sound as dated sonically, production-wise, concept-wise as the 80s does. There's a big gap in the sounds. And so it's funny to think about some of the artists that are revered from that era and how many of them haven't or didn't transcend over time. Like, not everybody's LL Cool J from the 80s. There's not a lot of Run DMCs from the 80s.
Right.
You know, and I think it's such a pivotal time. So we're going to talk about some of the best artists from.
I'm going to go with late 80s because here's my reasoning. And this is not to discount the cats that really, like the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Fives and all that shit. And even a lot of, like, Electric Kingdom. I don't even know who the rappers were because I was fucking in kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like, I just knew the songs. It's not to diminish what they did because they were like the building blocks of that shit. But and then the people that we're speaking on, listen to them. But the people I'm gonna mention are the ones that kind of paved the ways for the Jay-Z's, the Big Puns, the Nas's, the M's, and that's who I'm gonna focus on. So don't, like, I know there's probably a 50-year-old dude that's like, bro, you forgot Busy B. I'm like, yo, man, like, I was born in '77, man. Like, I can only speak on what I know, and I'll speak on the cats that really kind of 80s cats that really help, like, give people styles to run with, and that help mold styles that are still being pushed today. So who you want to take turns?
Yeah.
Right.
You want to go first?
Like, I feel like you just gave me the obvious one. Well, like, Rakim is, like, to me, that he came in and kind of changed. It's hard for, like, I'm just gonna say my three because they all play off of each other. Like, Rakim kind of came in and he changed the rhyme patterns, and I just remember thinking of a master plan. Like, when that shit dropped, it changed everything. I remember, like, Salt and Pepper Push It was out at that same time, and Herbie Lovebug was doing production, and it just, Rakim just kind of came, and he was just, the way he was spitting was just a whole different style of spitting. Even if you look at his first single off his second album, Follow the Leader, like, this dude he's rapping about 5%er shit. He's rapping about, like, science shit, and, like, there's just stuff that you would never hear in a rap song nowadays. And he was super far ahead of the curve. Big Daddy Kane is the other one. That's another cat he was just a spitter, and he really kind of laid the groundwork for the MCs that came after. Like, he was just a dope lyricist. He wrote the beats. The beats that he did pick were fucking dope as shit. And he also played, like, he kind of followed LL and doing like some shit for the ladies. Like LL was the first one to do the shit for the ladies, but Big Daddy Kane kind of came in afterwards. Those are two of mine. What do you got?
Rakim is always interesting to me because he's the first cat I remember doing math in a rap.
Yeah.
You know, like he was counting. I put 7 MCs, put them in the line.
Yeah.
I had 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. It'll take 7 more for I go for mine, and that's 21 MCs, 8 up at the same time. Math.
And then like, you using even 8 as a fucking, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we had all those, you know, raps on the Firm with Foxy Brown and not like people been counting up bars.
Yeah.
You know, for ever since that. But that's the first time I remember anybody doing math. I was like, man, this guy can rap, man. He's doing math.
Yeah. Yeah.
I picked the first one on my list is KRS-One.
That was one of my favorite. That was one of my first albums too. KRS-One.
Criminal Minded.
My homeboy had Criminal Minded, but I got the second one by all means.
By all means
necessary. Yeah.
KRS-One had such an interesting career to me because you could make an argument in '88 that KRS-One, 88, 89, KRS-One is the greatest rapper on the planet. I mean, he had the Bridge Wars against the Juice Crew, Bridges Over, South Bronx, legendary tracks. He's got a joint called 9mm. This is back when KRS-One was kind of violent.
Why da da dang? Why da 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 dang?
Right. This is before he turned spiritual minded and wrote a hip hop religious book essentially. But that album to me was just so raw and so ruthless in a competitive rap kind of way, but also from a narrative way when I think about, 9mm and joints like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. So you got to understand, like the cats that was banging, the cats that were making gangster rap and shit, like this was their shit that they were listening to.
Yeah, and he was homeless for a while before he got on.
Yeah,
he started off as a graffiti artist. I mean, he really is
That's how he met Scholar Rock.
Right.
And Scholar Rock was his DJ, and he was murdered. That was another thing about like KRS-One. He was like one of attached to early violence in rap. And the Bridge Is Over. You can pull up the Bridge Is Over. That was like at that time. That was the diss rap. That was the bar for diss records.
And this is one of the most ruthless diss tracks of that time.
Yeah, there was different stages of diss tracks. You had this, then you had No Vaseline, and then you had Pac Hit 'Em Up.
They went at a whole borough, and part of this battle was that Queens was acting and representing as if hip-hop started in Queens and not from the Bronx. And Chris went at a whole crew. He went at MC Shan, the whole Juice Crew, just about all the Juice Crew.
Yeah, but the Juice Crew was just doing so much, man. Right. They were just really fucking. You could duck a little bit. They were just doing so fucking much that like he had to come in and kind of get it back a little bit.
He did it. He definitely did it on that.
Yeah.
So I think KRS-One needs more credit. I feel like his legacy has been overshadowed over the years because he talks so much. I think there's certain artists who just talk too much and you stop thinking about how great they are.
Yeah, he tarnished it himself, and then he was like, he did the fucking, I remember like, and the thing is too, I remember with me like, yo dude, I love this motherfucker, and then like there was just certain shit, then I would just start like looking it up, shit he was saying, I'm like, well that's not true, and then the shit that really lost it for me was him doing the fucking shit with Puff Daddy. Like he did shit with Diddy, and it was just seemed like antithetical to everything that he stood for.
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
he's doing a Sprite commercial and shit. It was just like, bro, he was like so anti all of this. Right. And I get it, like, yo, I get it. Cash the fuck out. Like, I'd love to do a Sprite commercial, man. They pay a lot of money. But, like, when your whole career is like, fuck that, fuck this, stay underground, and he's, like, chilling with Diddy and doing Sprite commercials, it kind of like...
It's hard for me when it comes to that because these guys don't get enough credit anyway. I'm not sure if I'm mad at them for, allowing other people to embrace them. I just feel as though Chris was always so critical of everything. I remember when Nelly came out, he was super critical of Nelly.
Yeah, and then he wanted to beat up. Remember he beat up fucking PM Dawn for no fucking reason. That's what I'm saying. And then you want a Sprite commercial, bro? Like, so which one is it? Like, you can't go beat up PM Dawn and then be on a Sprite commercial. Like, come on, it's PM Dawn, bro.
It's PM Dawn. Like, what's that song? Set Adrift of Memory Bliss it's like a Drake song, It's like a Drake song equivalent in the early 91.
I don't even know. I didn't know anybody listen to rap that listened to that song. You know what I mean?
It's a good song, though. I like that song.
Well, there you go.
It's the only song I got. But that's the thing, right? And if you compare that to Rakim, for example, I know very little about Rakim, all things considered, except that he's a great rapper and a great MC. But his legacy has gotten better over the people revere him more as time goes on. I feel like it's the opposite with Chris. I just think artists can't talk too much.
Well, that's same with Big Daddy Kane too. Like both Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, they did their thing, and then when great MCs talk about who they like, they name drop them. Right. Here I'll play here's like some it's like Warming Up Kane. And he's just like just cats weren't on the beat this fast at the time, you know what I mean? Like, I guess they kind of were, but like lyrically they weren't doing it like this. And we were both talking about LL. LL did the first slow jam. He did I Need Love, which hadn't been done. There wasn't. That's one of your guys.
Right. Gotta have LL on here.
And then Big Daddy Kane, since chicks liked him, he did. The thing that really kind of fucking killed Big Daddy Kane was him posing naked with Madonna.
Yeah, man.
That was like a bad look for him.
He was just a little too early on that, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just was like, what? Like, yeah.
By the 90s, by Dennis Rodman,
yeah,
that was like a stock go up thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Big Daddy Kane,
shit. Frank Ocean's fucking sucking dudes' dicks and selling shit. Like, this guy fucked Madonna and then went downhill.
It was a problem.
Like, yeah, they're like, man.
I guess he's Asiatic black man posing naked with Madonna. I guess that is a conflict.
Hey, you got to fuck Madonna. You got to beat the fucking. Is that him? Is that the fucking Big Daddy Kane?
I think that's it. That's it right there.
Man.
That still seems like a good idea to me.
Scroll down. All right, so he's like butt naked with Naomi Campbell and Madonna.
Yeah, I still give him props for that.
I don't like. It seemed on brand to me because he's always taking his shirt off in pictures. Even the Smooth Operator, like I had the Smooth Operator 12-inch single, and like he's sitting there with a fucking robe with his chest out. So like,
that's actually a really good picture.
That didn't seem like him and Naomi Campbell tossing up Madonna. Doesn't look like the fucking didn't seem super off. But like,
it definitely shouldn't be a career.
Yeah, but like it was just different back in the day. It was like Thug Cats. It was like, man, what the fuck is this shit, man?
Right.
What the fuck, you fucking gay, fucking posing naked and shit. 888-742-3345. 888-742-3345. I agree with you on I agree with you on everybody that you're talking about. Who's the next guy that you're talking?
I got Cool Mo D, man. I think Cool Mo D is another cat. That's the first tape